Warren Buffett once said, "Never depend on a single income. Make an investment to create a second source." More than 1 out of 10 Americans rely solely on Social Security for their income, even though there are so many different strategies you can use to prepare for retirement. So the question is, how are you creating a secure retirement?
From the beginning of time, the stock market world has always talked about diversification. Stocks, bonds, mutual funds. All three of those, the main problem, they have risk. So we need income diversification. We need to make sure we have income streams coming from many different places. We need to make sure that when we approach retirement, we can flip on as many of those switches as we want and leave some of the other ones to continue to grow. Having that proper diversification gives you several streams of income, so just in case one stream's interrupted, your retirement isn't.
There's more to having multiple income streams than simply putting money into different savings accounts. Timing is one of the most important parts of income diversification. Where you are on your journey to retirement should determine where your savings are going.
Income diversification does change and fluctuate a lot by age, and that can go into if you're retiring sooner than expected or later than expected. A lot of people don't realize the pros and cons of taking money from certain accounts or from certain sources. Some pensions you can only use at certain ages. Social Security, of course, you can only use between 62 and 70. RMDs, those required distributions from retirement accounts, those are at 72. I mean, you need to have proper understanding, and a lot of the time when I see people that are retiring sooner because they want to be able to enjoy retirement, they don't realize that there are certain ages that they can't pull from investments. That's their money without an IRS penalty. And there's a lot of things that need to be checked.
So, we've got multiple income streams now, and we're getting our timing right too. The thing is, we hear all about these financial termites that can eat away at our retirement. What strategies can you use to keep your retirement secure?
Asset allocation is have multiple sources of investments working, like I would say, together, not all in the same industry or overlap. So overall, I mean, you have the big 22 sectors of the market. I mean, of course, you can go into sub-classifications, but that's the normal number. And then most mutual funds or investments target by one asset class. You hear large cap, small cap, international, but there's a lot of ways to diversify. You need to make sure that every dollar is working for you and they're not all focused for the same goals and objectives. If one industry is up, doesn't mean every industry's up. If one industry's down, or like a lot of people declare the market as the S&P or Dow Jones, that's a lot of overlap, and that's only about half the sectors. The S&P's down doesn't mean every investment's down. 2008, there was a lot of sectors that were showing positive yields when the entire market was down 50%.
So we need to make sure we segment our money in proper places, different buckets. I call them buckets, suitcases. You know, when you buy the suitcase set, you get 5-piece suitcase set. There's like one usable suitcase and the rest are real small. But we need a kind of suitcase set where we have different suitcases dedicated to different times of our life. And we have to have the giantest, the biggest suitcase needs to be lifetime income.
Now, you might be listening to Parker and Coach here thinking, simple enough. I'll just throw my money into a few funds and everything will turn out all right. In all reality, you might be setting yourself up for disaster.
Well, the biggest common mistake I see, and I know a lot of people get rubbed the wrong way with this, is self-diagnosing. It's kind of the concern of trying to Google and find the answer to everything. And we hit that all the time. I mean, healthcare, fixing a car, I mean, Google isn't always a friend. It can be a great tool, and our foundation is education, but making sure that you know what questions to ask. Your advisor is making sure to help you understand, but we don't expect anyone to understand the tax code, the classifications, or these subcategories that come into play. We just want to make sure people realize that they are addressing diversification, making sure they have proper risk allocation accounted for, that they're not taking too much or too little risk, and making sure that they understand the true standard of living they're trying to achieve. There is no point in hitting the bare expenses if you can't count going to see your family, going out to eat or travel. So the biggest problem I see from our side of the table is that a lot of advisors plan for the expenses, not the standard of living.
There are a lot of moving parts when it comes to good income diversification. You may be thinking, what about the all-in-one funds? Wouldn't it be simpler to have all of my assets managed automatically? Shouldn't that be less risky than having money all over the place?
Bucketing strategies, in my opinion, are a lot better than just a one-size-fits-all fund where all the money's in one place. Because using different buckets, we can take different risks. So you can have a couple buckets with no risk. but with lifetime guaranteed income. And your money growing too. So we grow our money, we protect our money, and then we can take leftover money after we have our income plans in place and take maximum risk in other buckets. So the diversification enables you to not despair if the market's going down, because you may be making money in a different bucket because it wants the market to go down. What it's really called is true diversification. And most people watching this don't have true diversification. They are diversified amongst a bunch of risk categories. True diversification diversifies you or divides your money between risk, safety, and the most important one, lifetime income.
Income diversification is crucial to a healthy retirement plan. There's no magic formula that can find the right asset allocation for every individual. With something as valuable as your future, why not be backed by a certified fiduciary planning team? Coach Pete and the team at Capital Financial specialize in creating customized retirement plans tailored to your unique needs, and they'd be happy to hear from you. Contact us today. Also, be sure to like and subscribe for more great content.